We're going to make our Google site portfolio today, and I'm starting right in Google. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the waffle, and I'm going to choose Google Sites. So yours will be in here, but it may not be in the same order as mine. So when it opens up, there are some templates here in the top, and we're going to choose Student Portfolio. Awesome. So here's our portfolio, and we are going to change the name of this. And I want you to put your name in. And then I'm going to write portfolio afterwards. And this is where we're going to be turning in all of our projects for the school year. Now, the image in the background, that's probably not something that I want to keep. This is your portfolio, and as long as your images are school appropriate, I am okay with whatever you want to use. So, I like art, and I'm going to choose something that is artsy. I like to draw. So I'm going to save my image, and I'm just going to go ahead and save mine to the desktop. On your Chromebook, you can just save it into the download folder, and it will save. And then when I come back into here, there is a box for change image. I'm going to choose upload, and then I'm just going to go to where I saved my image and choose my image. So now I have my image that I want for my portfolio. In this About Me section, there are some questions here, and I do want you to answer those about yourself. We're not going to be sharing our portfolios with each other just yet, but these are just some basic things about yourself. So what grade are you in? What school do you go to? What skills, talents, and knowledge do you have? What do you like to learn about? So you can even add in things like, what are your goals in the future? For those of you that are going to be applying to art colleges later on, this is a great portfolio piece for you to have to send to colleges. You can just send them the link to your site, and they can see your growth throughout the year. This section here, we're just going to leave this blank for now. We're not going to worry about that. So this is it on the first page. I've changed my name, I've written portfolio, and I've changed the background. You can go ahead and put your name up here because it will change the name of your site. You can change this up here as well. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go over to Pages, and I'm going to go down to Activities, and this is where our projects are going to go. So if you would like, you can rename this to Projects just to keep it easy. And again, if you want to change the background image, you can change that. So I'm going to go with a camera on this one because I also really like photography. Kind of like this picture here. So I'm going to save this picture somewhere I can find it really easily. And let me move this. I'm going to change my image again, choose upload, and choose my image. So this is my image that I chose. It's good to go. You can edit this if you need to. You can kind of crop it. You can adjust it. You can kind of move it around. So that is up to you. And again, as long as your picture is school appropriate, I don't care what you put in this space for your portfolio. Now this is the important part down here. These are the spaces that we're going to be adding our projects once we start doing some assignments. So we're going to use this insert menu, and this is going to allow us to use different formats here, different layouts for our site. So what I want you guys to do first is to clear what's here. So I clicked on it, and I'm going to hit trash. Click in, hit trash. Click, trash, click, trash, so that it's blank. What we're going to use for our project so that it's easier to see is this first layout here. And I'm just going to drag it over to where I want it. And then this is where our projects are going to go. So, for example, let's say that we are going to do, maybe this is my photography class, and we are going to do a exposure triangle assignment. So I would click this image and choose upload, and I would upload my image of my photo for my assignment. So obviously this is the image I chose from Google, but this is just an example. Then I would title it the name of the project. Name of project. And in the assignments, there are a few questions that I ask you about your project, and you're going to answer those questions in this space. Okay. If you have a project that's going to take several things to load, photography class will have this. Drawing class will probably not have multiple things to load. But if you do, one thing you can do is separate your sections by using a text box. So if I put a text box up here, there we go, I can kind of name my section. So maybe this one is the exposure triangle project, because there are several pictures I need to load to that. I can click on this. I can change the size of my font. I can make it bigger. I can change it from normal text to a title. Maybe I wanted a title instead. And I could also change the font if I want to make it look a little bit fancier, or I want to kind of personalize it. I can do that as well. Same thing in the title here. Maybe I like this font better, and I actually do. You're welcome to change that also. So now I've got my project loaded. Oh, if I want to add more space, I just come over to layouts and I drag more of these layouts over. If I'm uploading an image and maybe the image is larger than this space, I can choose this uncrop, and it will reframe it and include my entire image. So that's going to be really important for our project so that I can see your entire project on your Google Site portfolio. Some of our projects are going to be vertical in orientation instead of horizontal. So they'll be portrait instead of landscape. And so I'm going to need to be able to see your entire project. So that uncrop button is going to show me your entire image. So I've made my changes to my Google Site portfolio, and I'm ready to publish this. So anytime I make changes to my site, I'm going to need to click publish so that my changes go live so that everyone else can see your changes. So this is my portfolio. I actually have another portfolio for class that I'm currently using. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 after this one just so that I know that they're different. And I'm going to click publish. So I have just created my website, my Google portfolio site. So now let's say I'm ready to turn it into Google Classroom. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click this copy published site link. It's going to bring up my site link. I'm going to click copy link, and then I'll head over to Google Classroom. And whatever the assignment is, I'll click on that assignment. And in the private comments, I'm going to paste that link by holding Control and pressing V on my keyboard, and that will paste it into the private comments. And then you just need to mark the assignment as done, and then I'm going to use that link to come check your work here on your Google Site portfolio. So you won't need to be worrying about loading images to your Google Classroom. That takes a lot of time. You won't need to worry about creating a separate doc to do things. It's all going to be right here in your Google Site portfolio. If you have any questions on this, you can ask me in class, and I am happy to go over this with you again. This is how we're going to be turning in all of our projects for class, so it's really important that we know how to do this. You will not be creating a new site for each project. You're just going to continue adding to this one site. So maybe I'm getting ready for another project. I'm going to add a text box. This is my new project. I'm going to change it to a title, change my font that I like, make sure my font is selected first, and then I start adding in my new projects. I'm going to click publish because I've made changes. And then I'm going to copy my site link and paste it in the private comments in Google Classroom. And that's it. That's all there is to our Google Site portfolio.